A month had passed since Lucille learned about the secret of Substance X, and although he started encountering monsters he had never seen before, he still reached the 40th floor during that time. However, he had a bad feeling about the 40th floor boss, so he decided to return first and gather more information. When he was about to enter the Adventurers Guild, a little beastfolk girl asked for Lucille's help, but he was worried he would get more weird nicknames if people saw him alone with the girl, so he asked her to come with him inside the Adventurers Guild. However, he was confused when he was welcomed by Nana, Ella and Monica. He asked the girls why they were in Saint Shu Rule, but before he could get their answers, the adventurers dragged him with them to treat their injured companions. Lucille had to heal a lot of injured adventurers, so he asked Milty to check on the little girl before he continued healing the rest. However, he couldn't focus on healing as he wondered if Nana, Ella and Monica came to inform him about their wedding, and he could only congratulate them while in tears. After healing the adventurers, Milty asked him to accompany the little girl into the slums. Lucille was surprised, and he asked if it was urgent, and the girls told him they had to hurry while offering to accompany him, and Master also decided to join, thinking that it would be dangerous. After arriving at the slums, Lucille immediately noticed the smell of blood and death. He wondered what happened after seeing numerous beastfolk injured and in critical condition. Master explained that they were the representatives of the independent city-state of Yenis. However, they were attacked by a big group of thieves after they got close to the border, but because of their number, they couldn't bring everyone to the clinic, so the little beastfolk went to the Adventurers Guild instead. One of the beastfolk got up, but Lucille noticed that despite this, he was still unconscious, so he planned to use Area High Heal right away. However, the beastfolk unexpectedly stabbed him. Lucille thought that he would die just like that, similar to his previous life, while Nana, Ella and Monica were frozen in shock. Lucille told himself that he wasn't the same person anymore. He screamed in pain while pulling the dagger, and he immediately used Area High Heal to heal every injured beastfolk nearby, including himself. The girls worriedly supported him, while Master apologized for failing to protect him. But Lucille thought that it wasn't his fault since the beastfolk wasn't threatening, and he just instinctively protected his kin, so his attack was unexpected. After healing the remaining beastfolk, Lucille noticed that the guy who attacked him was the little girl's father, and he was glad that they were finally safe. However, he was surprised when the residents of the slum kowtowed in front of him and asked for help as well. Lucille was troubled by the rule that he couldn't treat them for free, but he did it anyway under the pretext of charity. Afterwards, he purified the place to get rid of the plague before teaching about public safety and cleanliness to prevent them from getting injured and spreading diseases. Although he reminded the residents that he couldn't always help them, it still didn't stop them from praising him as Saint Weirdo. After dealing with the situation in the slums, Lucille took Nana, Ella and Monica out for dinner. Lucille apologized for getting them caught up when they just arrived in the capital, but they showed their concerns for him instead, especially when they recalled how he was stabbed. Lucille was so happy because they care about him, and he even thought that it was the boost he needed to fight the boss on the 40th floor. Afterwards, he asked the ladies the reason why they came to the capital. They explained that they decided to visit before it got really busy due to Melina and Murnell's wedding. The girls were surprised that he didn't know about it since it was written in their letters to Lucille. He was surprised that they actually wrote letters for him, before explaining that he had sent them some letters himself, but he didn't get any responses. But the girls told him that they had not received any letters. Lucille was shocked, and he asked if Broad didn't receive his letters as well, but they told him that he should have received one as he seemed happy about it. Then it was revealed that Master still had all the letters, as he always partied hard after work and completely forgot about it. Lucille couldn't do anything but hold back his anger. At the same time, Eretz asked which of Nana, Ella and Monica was his girlfriend. Lucille felt shy hearing his question, while the adventurers started gossiping about whether he was actually dating both since they were always together even when he went to the slums. They couldn't understand how he was lucky, despite his nickname. Lucille told Eretz that both Nana, Ella and Monica were precious to him, as they were the reason why he became a healer, and why he managed to endure Broad's training. The adventurers were speechless after hearing Broad's name. Afterwards, Lucille asked the ladies how long they were staying in the capital, and after hearing that they were only staying for 3 nights, he promised to spend as much time as he could with them. So they immediately brought him with them to treat the remaining injured adventurers. They were happy as long as they could spend some time with Lucille. During the next 3 days, Lucille continued healing the adventurers while also joining a huge party that Master held as an apology for the letters. Although he was sad that 3 days had gone by quickly and both Nana, Ella and Monica had to leave already, he was really happy because of their visit, and he promised that next time he'd come to visit them in Maritoni. And they were both looking forward to it. While looking at their departing figure, Lucille thought that their visit gave him the energy to continue fighting through the labyrinth. After returning to the guild, Lucille was welcomed by the sight of the kowtowing beastfolk, who were asking for his forgiveness, and Lucille was just happy that they were all safe, so they were even more touched. The beastfolk explained that they came to the capital to found a healers guild in Yenis, and thanks to Lucille, their meeting with the Pope also went well, so aside from saving them, they were also thankful for this. The little girl also wanted to thank Lucille, but since she couldn't speak, she could only tug at his cape while giving him a bright smile. After hearing about Sheila's condition, he praised her for saving her kin before chanting a spell for her. He told the beastfolk that it was a blessing, but he actually tried using extra heal on her, hoping that it could help her regain her voice. Lucille told Lumina he was worried that he wasn't ready to fight the 40th floor boss yet. Although she called him a coward, she thought it wasn't a bad thing since he was putting his life on the line, and she offered to spar with him so Lucille could measure his current strength. After bringing out their equipment, the two immediately started their battle. Although Lumina was constantly on the attack, Lucille managed to defend with the help of his physical enhancement skill, and he almost caught her off guard with a dagger throw after switching his weapon. Lucille thought that he had successfully enraged her, but she actually praised him. She was happy that he had gotten a lot stronger. After their spar, Lucille was lying on the ground. Although he had improved a lot after a year, she warned Lucille against fighting a much stronger opponent. Lucille thanked her for her advice, but he noticed that she had started to be more casual with him. While feeling embarrassed, Lumina told Lucille that it was her normal way of talking, and Lucille told her that her friendly tone actually suits her. Although she seemed glad to hear it, she wanted to talk tough like the female paladins she respected, so Lucille told her that he would be happy to chat anytime she wanted to be casual. 6 months later, Lucille told Catlaya that he would finally enter the 40th floor main chamber. He thought he had spent enough time training and finally made up his mind. Catlaya gave him a letter from Lumina after hearing this. Through the letter, Lumina explained that his next opponents would likely be a head Templar with exceptional spearmanship and a knight who used his powerful recovery magic and long sword technique to become a paladin captain. However, they had actually merged into one undead that dual wields a sword and a spear. Lucille thought it was unfair, as it was the fighting style he wanted to use. Lucille's purification didn't work on the undead, and although his physical attack was working, he had no way to know how much damage he was dealing, and fighting this way would also wear him out. But thankfully, he could use his Substance X to chase the undead whenever he was getting cornered, when he lost a limb, or even when he needed to sleep. However, his real problem was running out of food and starving to death if he couldn't beat the undead and leave the labyrinth. After losing his limbs, he finally realized that the labyrinth wasn't an illusion and he could actually die inside. But since he had fought the undead for so long, he had learned its attack pattern, and he thought he could finally win. And after sparring with Valkyries, who had been using dual wielding for half a year, he knew how to exploit its weakness. After disrupting its continuous attacks, Lucille exploited its wide-open defense before severing its head to finish it off. Lucille immediately collected the undead's drops, then he decided to return, thinking that Catlaya was already worried about him. However, the door didn't budge, no matter if he pushed or pulled it. Because of this, Lucille had to rush to the higher floors while using Substance X to chase away the undead. Everything went smoothly, as he even managed to collect some treasures before reaching the 50th floor. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to drop a like if you enjoy this video, and please subscribe so you won't miss the next part. And just comment down any anime you want to see in this channel.